Hi, my name is Alan08, and I'm going to do a review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Episode 5, Season 8. This episode opens up with Ashley, Giselle, and Mia meeting each other at a clothing store because they're preparing to buy clothes for when they leave for their Austin trip. Ashley's doing a drag show there, so that's why they're all going. And Ashley talks about the last time she did a drag show there, and she's doing another one, and she's happy to take the girls to Austin to show them around the city, show them all the hot spots and all that. Okay, I'll probably go into this next part later, but there's a discussion of the pickle event and how it all went haywire per the drama between Wendy and Aneka and their respective husbands. And that whole thing with their husbands, I felt it was like a one-sided type of drama because Eddie just looked like, he was just unbothered yet confused at the same time because the whole time he was thinking, okay, this is my first time meeting you. Who are you? I'm not even sure if I remember you. But I felt some type of way about it. So, Giselle wonders or asks if Ineka could be lying about Wendy's family being associated with witchcraft, or if Wendy's mother has a shrine that she puts people's names in. And this was definitely a setup for all of them to talk about slash trash Wendy. Yeah. I had to look up, what Wendy's problem is regarding Wendy, and I'm wondering if she just had a problem with Wendy from day one, moment one, because she talks about she admits that she instantly believes everything that Ineka has said about Wendy, and because number one, she says what Ineka said was like a big accusation to prey upon somebody's family, and it's a big accusation for Ineka to come to the group about if it wasn't true, and she doesn't believe that Ineka would lie. I would ask, well, why you would feel that way, but I already know that Giselle has her personal history with Wendy, and from that history, she just writes Wendy off. Like, I don't like her. I'll never see it for her. I'll never be her friend. She'll never look good in my eyes. So it's like, of course, you would believe everything Ineka says, even though you don't know her like that. You're just still getting to know this woman, and you're believing everything that she says. Like, you don't even know Ineka like that. Hell, you don't even know Wendy that well to say that you believe it. So I'm not surprised that Giselle is willing to believe it. No questions asked. And Mia also immediately believes it because she's saying that Ineka, because she believes that Ineka was alleging about Wendy's mother being a witch and placing hexes on people. And between last episode, maybe starting from the episode before last, and this one, it's becoming more and more xenophobic and putting on the stereotype that African people are into witchcraft and into evil voodoo and all that, and I just think it's very unfair. And if you knew the history of religions and why Africans or even Haitians believe in the stuff they do, you probably have a different opinion, and you wouldn't be so quick to label them as evil or witches, because there's a very deep history regarding religions and different belief systems, and I myself need to look more into that to get a better understanding. Anyways, yeah, like I said, aside from Giselle, Mia definitely cannot stand Wendy, so this is where their instant belief in what Ineka was saying is coming from. So I'm not surprised with that. And I have to say, watched other recaps from other YouTube creators, and they all say that Giselle has like this evil, nasty attitude. And I'm seeing more and more why they say that, because Giselle, you're just, your attitude is just very unbelievable. Like you don't even know Nneka or Wendy, but you're willing to believe that Wendy's mother is a witch. Yeah. And Ashley, okay. I just keep thinking back to when Wendy and Ashley were talking at Ashley's housewarming party, and Wendy expressed interest in being friends with Ashley and moving forward with her. And then Ashley pulls this. Like, she's not completely dismissing what Nneka is saying because of the delivery, which Nneka says this with such conviction, and it made it seem like she was speaking truthfully, like she knew what she was talking about. And Ashley, you expressed interest in being Wendy's friend or agreeing to be friends with her. Some friend you are. Like, and Ashley said that she was shocked that Nneka knew of this allegedly before the housewarming party took place. And then Giselle asked that Wendy never said hi to Nneka, how you doing, or never acknowledged that she already knows her. And when Giselle spoke to Jamal, her ex-husband, about this, he told her that the whole demonic spirits and the hexing is all real. And that's what took even more for her to believe that. And it's just anything to nurture your own narrative of, or image of Wendy in your head. And then Giselle and Mia had, this was really cringeworthy, seeing them imitating Ike and how he was approaching Eddie, having him to stand 10 toes down, telling him that he doesn't know him. It's like, just stop. I'm so tired. And then Giselle says she hates how people pretend that they don't know what their family does. She hates when people pretend that they don't know what their family does or what anyone does. Giselle, how would you know what Wendy or her family does? You don't. You don't live with them. You don't know a damn thing about them. And then she says that Wendy and her family are all working together for evil. Again, how would you know? Just shut up, Giselle. Do yourself and everyone a favor and shut up. And even Ashley was saying, like, well, I wouldn't quite go that far, but you're willing to believe that there's some conviction in what Nneka says, right, Ashley? Anyways, in another scene, Wendy and Eddie have their lunch date, and Eddie tells Wendy he's taking her here because he wants her to relax and forget about everything that happened at the pickleball event. And Wendy feels that Nneka's only motive was to attack her within the group, and she only speaks up when it involves Wendy or anything that has to do with her. And Wendy acknowledges that the pickleball event was fun until everything left. Eddie's confused and wants to be filled in on what exactly happened because he didn't know what was going on. And all he remembers is talking to somebody, and then there was some furniture moving. I don't remember there's being any furniture, but whatever. Like, Wendy says it is Nneka's second time meeting her, and she calls her out of her name and calls her a bitch. And Nneka says that Susan, Wendy's mother, was talking about having a shrine. And Eddie says that he's has no problems with anybody. I'm happy Eddie. And that was a reference to last season when he was the subject of, I don't know if it was Deborah or somebody else, when they were talking about how all he did was smile at her and that was enough to creep her out or or to creep her out because like she thought that he was trying to flirt with her, and he's married. So that's where that Happy Eddie came from. And he just like takes it as a joke. And that's the name of his marijuana company, Happy Eddie. I don't know if that's the name of his company or one of the strains of marijuana he has, but that was his inspiration. And again, he reads it's the first time that he's meeting Ike, and then he just found out that they both went to the same school, but at different times. Wendy is asked by a producer if Eddie and Ike knew each other and if they're Facebook friends. She didn't answer right away. She took a pretty long, kind of a semi-long pause before she answers that. Like, she asked, like, I don't, like, are you friends with everybody that you go to school with? Or do you know everybody or talk to everybody that you went to school with? And in a way, and I see her point in that because, you know, and I guess it depends on the size of your college. So, because if it's like a big campus, there's no way that you can know or speak to everybody that went to school with you, especially if they go at different times than you. So I guess I can understand in that respect. I don't know why she took a long pause when she was asked that question by that producer. It's like, do they know each other or not? But in a way, it's kind of a stupid thing to be discussing or arguing over. But she says that, you know, she's glad that it's Ike that remembers Eddie, and even if it's not the other way around. Eddie brings up the girls' trip to Austin and acknowledges and wonders how she and Nneka will reconcile, or if they'll reconcile at all, you know, since things are still weird between them. Wendy says that the fact that they're both evil, and that Nneka had it in for her, she's got a lot of catching up to do and a lot of making up to do. Because, like, you would think that they're both Nigerian, they're both from the same tribe, that there'll already be some immediate sister bond between them. But there isn't. Nneka and Ike are at the OBGYN office because they're trying for a baby. I won't spend too much time on this, but Nneka is facing some pressure from her family to go ahead and try for a baby because they just got married, so they're wondering when the baby is going to come. And Nneka says that her family has pushed her to get married and have a baby soon after getting married, like within a year, since it's part of her culture. And per the phone conversation that's shown between herself and her mother and sister, it seems like they care way more about when she's being married and when she's going to have a baby than the successes that her businesses have been bringing. And Nneka says that she and her husband's plan was to take time to enjoy being married first before they think about buckling down and having kids. And I think that's very fair. Like, it takes some time to enjoy your time being married to somebody, because once you have a baby, it's going to be a lot of work into taking care of the baby. And when you're a mom, taking care of the baby takes a whole lot of your time and energy. So good for Nneka and Ike for planning to enjoy spending time as a married couple first. But like the main problem for her is like between her family breathing down her back and the fact that she's 35. Well, the problem seems like she's 35 and she's having delayed success for trying to have a baby because, you know, she's been working on her business. She's been enjoying her married life with her husband. So I don't care to talk too much about Mia and Gordon because I don't really care like that. But Mia's story will come like when I talk about the conversation between her and Robin later. Robin talks to her mother about the Austin trip and hopes that everybody gets along well. And earlier, during the time when Giselle, Ashley, and Mia were in the clothing store, the different ladies had their own perspectives of, you know, the Austin trip and whether or not the trip will be successful, considering nobody gets along with each other. There's already been like a major beef between Wendy and Aneka, and a similar one between Robin and Karen. So it remains to be seen of whether or not they pull together and get along and have some fun. The ladies are all packing up for Austin. Ashley checks for the arrangements for her sons while she's gone. Giselle asks her daughter Grace if she's willing to be responsible enough to look after her younger sisters while Giselle is gone, and to ensure that if they were to try to bring boys over, sneak boys over to the house, and just Giselle wants her to say like that's not a good idea, even though Grace says, well, that's not my business. And I can understand, like, don't bring any company over my house. Like, just don't. The ladies arrive. Ashley assigns the ladies to different cars per their zodiac signs. Robin's in the car with, I believe, so there's Giselle, Karen, Ashley, and I forgot who was in one car, but I know that Giselle and Karen were in a car together. And along with Ashley, I forget who the fourth one was. Oh yeah, it's Robin who's in a car with Candace. And so is Mia. So in the other car, it's Giselle, Karen, Ashley, and Neka. So, Candace's complaint, it's really Robin that's kind of complaining about being in the same car or same vicinity as Candace because they don't get along. And Candace just says that she hates the fact that she and Robin are not in a great place and doesn't know how to handle her. Let's see. In the other car, Ashley asks Karen how she feels about turning 60, and Karen says that she loves it, she looks forward to it, and asks that she's not trying to sweat the small stuff anymore. Giselle calls BS on that and asks when Karen ever stopped sweating the small stuff, because she sweated something 3 days ago at the pickleball event between her and Robin. This was when Robin was wondering why Karen brought up her name. And Karen defends that she was just speaking her mind. And Giselle asks Karen if she likes Robin. Karen says that she's not fake and she actually does like Robin and just wants to see her win. And Giselle says, well, Karen, if you want to see Robin win, then maybe you should just tell her. And this is where it gets kind of weird and confusing because Karen mentions something about pie and how that relates to Robin. Like she cuts the pie in half at Ashley's home in the freezer. And then when she takes out the pie, she takes the pie when she's ready to enjoy it. It's like, what? Karen, 86, the analogy. It's just not landing well. And even Ashley wonders how they got to talking about pie. Yeah, I'm not going to explain any more about the pie because even I'm confused. I know I wrote it, I jotted it down, but even I'm confused about it. So, anyway. It says, Karen, via a confessional, says that what a person does is their business, but Robin won't hesitate to lie for one all day, all night, even on Sunday. It doesn't understand why Robin just doesn't tell the truth. And she knows that Robin wants to be friends with her. Does she really though? Because I don't know. Because like, if you guys keep going the way you are, I don't think a friendship will ever suffice. Karen says that she's real and a ride or die type of person and uses her on and off friendship with Giselle as an example. Why? I don't know, because if you really are carrying on the way you do, you call each other friends, are you two really friends? Because maybe I'm just too sensitive, but I just don't have time for that kind of energy where I'm constantly fighting with somebody and then we just move forward and we're friends after that. It's like, I just don't know. The ladies arrive at their hotel, and once again, the subject of pie is brought up. Pie and Robin is brought up, and there's obviously still tension. Apparently, Robin is still on freeze for withholding information and omission of truth. And pie will thaw out once Robin tells the truth and confesses her sins, according to Karen. Robin says that Karen just shoved that quarter of a pie right up her ass. The ladies then head to the pool after getting situated in the hotel rooms. Kind of weird though that their hotel room, like when they look out the window, some of them can see construction going on, but I guess, I guess I wouldn't expect too much out of a hotel room, but then again, I'm not living on high on the hog, so. The ladies, like Karen, Candace, and Wendy, talk about how Ashley is doing with hosting this trip. Candace is not too impressed with it, considering the room, type of room that she's being put in. Candace asks how Wendy is doing and the latest between her and Aneka. Wendy doesn't feel like there's anything else to say about her, and she suggests that she still doesn't know her. And plus, she has no vested interest in having anything with Aneka, friendship or otherwise. Ashley, Giselle, and then Aneka then join the group at different times though. Mia and Robin are still in their room. Karen takes it upon themselves to switch gears and announce that the only way that the group as a whole can move forward is to address the elephant in the room, that being the tension between Giselle and Candace. And Karen notices that each time Candace is present, Giselle is silent. Giselle insists that she's cool with being in the same room as Candace, but she just won't acknowledge her. And Candace thinks that by Giselle not acknowledging her, Giselle thinks that by not speaking to her, she'll just disappear. And it's apparently like breaking of the fourth wall. But Candace insists that her black ass is still here. Okay, Candace. And Giselle insists that she never said that and chooses not to participate in the capacity, and she's keeping silent for the sake of her children who have been affected by what Candace is saying. Well, it can be argued that Candace has more of a reason to be affected because it was her bonus children and husband whose safety, reputation, and mental state were in disarray because of the lies Giselle told. And in her confessional, Candace says, "You cannot make up lies about somebody and not expect your ass to be handed to you." And I have to say that's fair. Like, keep your mouth shut and there shouldn't be a problem. Giselle says that she told Candace that Chris made her feel uncomfortable because he made her go into a bedroom and close the door. Alright. Let's do a little review here because last season, when she spoke to Candace, I could have sworn that Giselle said, like when Candace asked her if Chris did anything that made Giselle feel like uncomfortable or made her feel like that she couldn't be in the same room with him, Giselle says that there was nothing he did, she just felt uncomfortable. And then at last year's reunion, when Chris specifically asked her what did he do to her, Giselle couldn't answer the question. And she even admitted it then that there was nothing that he did. So, Giselle, where is this coming from that he forced you into a bedroom? Like, why are you lying? Why? And then she asked that Candace has said way too much negative, nasty, and horrible things that have affected her family. Oh, unlike the nasty lies that you've told that affect Chris, his business, and their family as a whole? Like, come on, Giselle. And Giselle said there will be no good from her speaking to Candace. Well, I'm sure the feeling is mutual on Candace's end because why would she want to associate with somebody who's that evil and nasty anyway? And you want to talk about Wendy and her family dabbles in evil? Well, look at you. And Karen acknowledges that the thick tension is bothering her, even though it should. Well, Giselle interjects because she likes to interrupt that she and Karen are in a good place and she likes it that way. Karen says the same. And Karen mentions that if she and Giselle can get to the point where they can be cool with each other after an argument, then there's hope for the other ladies. Except none of the other ladies operate the way Karen and Giselle do. Now, me and Robin talk while heading out to the pool, and Mia wanted to talk to Robin about something that she's not comfortable sharing with the others because she felt that Robin would understand better of Mia's situation. Mia tells Robin about her financial troubles, and apparently the situation with Mia and Gordon mirrored Robin's exact situation from years ago. And per the footage, it's from season 3, the reunion footage. And when Mia was talking about this, I was thinking, why does it sound so familiar? And it's because it was the same thing Robin went through. So, back at the pool, Karen switches gears again to discuss her connection with Giselle and her silence at pickleball. And Giselle was disturbed by the discussion about witchcraft. Candace says that it's disturbing and a harsh allegation that Nneka presented. And if it's one thing if Nneka believes it, but it's also important for Wendy to tell her side. And that's very fair. But no, the problem is nobody's willing to give Wendy a chance. Well, certain ladies aren't willing to give Wendy a chance to tell her side. Nneka argues that Wendy's mother says that she praises against people and that nobody has ever threatened her in a shrine in almost 40 years. Like, when she says 40 years of her life, I took that to mean almost going on 40 years of her life, but whatever. Wendy says there are things that Nneka wasn't present to hear on the phone. And Giselle adds that Wendy's mother has also said things about Mia. And while Wendy agrees her mother has said things about Mia, it wasn't on the same level as what Nneka is alleging about her. And if you remember, if this was around the time when Mia threw a drink at Wendy, and then attempted to assault her with her purse. And this is when Susan, Wendy's mother, got activated via Instagram and warned Mia to leave Wendy alone. And then some of the ladies greet Mia and Robin, while others not so much. And this is when Mia reads from her phone. Well, ugly inside and out, crater-faced Mia, a bombastic, ignorant, nonsensical, baseless wannabe CEO troublemaker. And the point of Wendy reading these words... Oh wait, there was some more. I'm sorry. To hell with Mia and Peter. Oh yes, I say Holy Ghost fire on Mia and Peter and thunderstorm, amen. The point of Mia saying, Wendy reading these words, to say that there was no trace of witchcraft whatsoever. And in her confessional, Mia wonders, like after reading it, she interpreted it as Wendy's mother sending her to hell, basically. And in her confessional, Robin scoffs in disbelief. Karen interprets it as like a simple prayer to the Lord. And Robin says that it sounds threatening and Wendy should never rep again. And Ashley says that Wendy reading her mother's words definitely does not help her case. And then Wendy says that during pickleball, okay, and it just goes back to the whole, like, allegedly Wendy's mother putting names to her shrine, and how often they know each other, or if they know Levy. It's just going around in circles over and over again of who knows who is with did Wendy's mother put hex on people. It's just an all around mess. And yeah. And then Wendy says Nneka knew who Wendy was. And wait. Like she knew who Wendy was and was just on there to attack her. And Giselle is wondering where all the hatred is coming from. Yeah, like you really care, Giselle. And Nneka answers that the hate is coming from Wendy's sister, calling Nneka a clout chaser, and that she's jealous of, and that's saying that she, Nneka, is jealous of Wendy. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Some of the ladies think that Wendy is indeed jealous of Nneka, and then she wants to be the only Nigerian within this group, and and Wendy should just admit it. And Mia wonders if that's why Wendy is so mean to her, because maybe she was jealous of Mia. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's just so confusing. It's just tired at this point. Mia can't figure it out. Even Candace can't figure it out. And here's the only twist here is Levy, Ineka's cousin-in-law, was at the celebration for Wendy's daughter's birth, or the sippancy, and she was acknowledged there. So, I don't know. Does Wendy know Levy or not? Yeah. And it's just day one of their Austin trip. So I don't know how long they're supposed to be there, but looks like it's going to be a long vacation for these ladies. But yeah, that's my recap. Later.